Well, good afternoon, Grace. My name is Yao, and today we have with us here Grace. Grace will be sharing financial advisory experience with us. She is a financial expert, so I'll go straight to her so she can tell us about what she does and how you can be able to also be part of her products and then be beneficial for yourself. Once again, Grace, welcome. My name is Yao. Can you please tell me your full name?
Yes, hello, Mr. Yao. It's a pleasure being here. My name's Grace Francis Afful. I'm also known as Adumba Afful, meaning child of grace.
Okay. Adomba Alfo.
Mhm.
Great. Where do you from in Ghana? Where do you from in Ghana?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So my mom is from Latse, located in the Kuapim region, and my father is
Yeah.
from Sinya Riku, and we're also from Winneba as well. So I'm a Kuapim and a
Oh, okay.
Futu/Transit.
Oh, okay. Then I'm close to you because me too. My mom is from Agona Sabah, which is like I think 25 minutes to Winneba, so probably we are close to the same area. And then I'm also part of the Eastern region. My father's side, I was in Koforidia, and you
Okay.
coming from the latter to also close location to where I am from in Ghana. Well, how long
Yeah.
have you been here?
Yeah, so I've lived here my whole life, but I've gone back and forth between here and Ghana as well. So,
So you were born here, right?
yes.
Sure. So you are into financial advisory business. Can you please tell us more about that?
Yes. So again, my name is Grace Francis Affle, licensed in Maryland, many other states. To name a few, I'm licensed in Georgia, I'm licensed in Kentucky, I'm licensed in Ohio. So my clientele is very diverse. And why I got into this field is because I noticed that in our communities, a lot of us are very educated. We have degrees. If we don't have degrees, we have businesses or we have both. We have a plethora of knowledge, but financially, things might come into our life and we didn't expect it, and then financially we're not sound, financially we're not stable because our skills are tied to our income. So I wanted to see why it is that certain communities, even if they get sick or if something happens, a tragedy happens, they're still able to function. It's not all end all be all for them. So that's why I decided to get into this field, and it's been very interesting because I've connected with a lot of people who are Ghanaian, who are also not Ghanaian. Maybe they come from different places as well, different professions, different ages, different walks of life. So my field more so shows that financial literacy is needed across board, whether you're very young, whether you're about to go to college, whether you're just starting your working life, whether you're getting married, whether you're ready to retire, whether you have a business. Like, I can name a lot of things why financial literacy is very important and why everyone should at least have financial concepts as their foundation.
Okay. Let me take it this way. Let's see if somebody is working and a person is having probably like a good pay every month or every week or every uh 2 weeks.
Hmm.
How will one be able to secure strong financial foundation? How would that be with the
Yeah,
money
so
that you get every week? Every month?
yes. So I love that question because a lot of times we're more so used to the traditional methods of saving, but it's very important to consider a number of things. Before you start investing, do you have proper protection? And this can be, let's take the example of a house, right? With a house, you have to have a foundation. So before you can go to investing, there's certain things you should have in place. Have you managed your debt? This is very important because, as I mentioned, a lot of us are working professionals. We got degrees here too. Student loans are a thing. How are we managing our debt? And I'm starting with the basics because let's say you jump straight to investing, right? When you jump straight to investing, let's say a recession or something like COVID happens and you don't have a foundation, you're all the way at the roof. If you're at the roof, what is supporting you to continue investing. So before people make the decision to invest, there are a number of things you should have in place: proper protection, emergency savings. Statistics show that a lot of Americans can't save $400, or they wouldn't have that in an emergency fund. So, what is being done to have an emergency fund, have proper protection for yourself, and then also going towards investing? And then also, how are you navigating taxes? Because as a working professional, tax rate is very important to consider. Are your assets in tax now, which is they're taking tax immediately? Are you investing in tax deferred assets? So maybe they're taxing you at capital gains. So let's say you have real estate, things like that. Or do you have tax advantage products as well, meaning tax free? So if you look at that, it's very important to, one, consider your foundation, two, diversify your taxable income, and then also pay attention to the interest rate. So it's a number of things that go into investing. One shouldn't just get up and say, okay, I'm going to start investing today. There are things that should be in place so that you can continue to invest and you won't be affected if market loss were to occur, or any recession or anything like that.
Okay, let's take this for a key. If one want to start investing, how can the person begin as a fresh start? How can the person start from? Any
Yes.
different types of investment?
Yes. So again, I'm always willing to meet with people because everyone's situation is different. So I can start with
Correct.
someone working in the workforce currently. There are assets out there that are tax free. Maybe do you have a Roth IRA? Roth IRAs are tax free. That's something very important. Cash value in a life insurance policy is common because it's a tax code. It's the basis of finances in America, anyways. So I know a lot of times in our community, we don't want to hear about life insurance, but what is insurance? It's essentially a tax code. It's transferring risk. So there are things that can be used now to hide wealth, I should say, or to have assets that are tax advantage. So those are two ways. I would also say for business owners, if maybe you're not getting a traditional, you don't have like a traditional W-2, there are ways to structure your business in which you can lower business expense so that you can write that off as business expense, and then also have income coming in, because maybe as a business owner you haven't thought about of your retirement plan or anything like that. And then I also would like to mention that if you're currently transitioning from a place of employment to another place, maybe you have a 401k there, but you don't know how to navigate that process. If you withdraw, there's a lot of education that I believe should go out into our communities, because most of the time they don't educate us about whether the company is matching or not. So, how much should they be taking out to match you? Let's say your employer is putting 4%. Are you putting 4%, or are you putting 20%? If you're putting 20%, that means 16% of your money is going into market volatility. So, what is there that can be done to navigate that? Maybe you want to take out money. Are you 59 and a half? Because if you're not, you'll pay that penalty plus taxes. So I think again, education is very important.
So it looks like if you are an individual and you are working, you don't just need to be with yourself. At least you need a financial experience advisor to guide you and to tell you what to do with your money. Or because I don't see many Ghanaians involving themselves in this financial aspect by seeking the services of professionals to assist them develop themselves by helping them know how to invest in their life. So it's kind of important in anybody's life, right?
Yeah, it's very important because every decision we make, we use money. I can't name anything in this world that we don't use money for. So it's very important to have that education. However, I do understand why a lot of people don't seek out a professional, because professionals are very expensive. Thankfully, I've taken this initiative. I don't charge people for consultations or anything. If they have any concerns, I'm able to address that, provide the needed education. So I'm able to do that as well. It's part of my mission because I do think education is is very important. But if you are meeting with advisors and like companies and things like that, it's very important because you have to pay the fees. It's very expensive too. So I can see why a lot of people in our communities don't go to financial advisors.
Oh, okay. But before you start, Ted, you were like you said you sometimes visit some of the churches to educate them on how to also establish themselves by working with a financial advisor. How is the response? Are they showing more impact in your message? What's going on with you and the community?
Yeah, so I would say I've traveled to different states. I've been to Ohio, the Presby Church there, one of the biggest Presby churches there. I've been to Dallas, Texas. I've been to a number of states, and I would say the response is very welcoming. A lot of people need to see the education from a practical point of view. Most times, it's not necessarily more so as education like book wise, but it's seeing it from down to earth terms, layman's terms. So it's very important to relate it to what people can see in their lives so they see that there's a need for financial education. So I've had a lot of experience doing that, and I would say people do reach out, they do call, maybe their child is going to college in like the next 10 years or something, they want to see how to start a plan for them. So just different areas of our lives, especially regarding finances, is very important for people in our community to know. And again, knowledge is nothing without action. If you don't take action, nothing will happen. So just making that initial consultation, making that initial call, making seeking knowledge, seeking the opportunity to learn more is very important. And I would say a lot of people have been very responsive, and a lot of people have helped us as well by giving us referrals and allowing us to continue with our mission.
Well, Grace, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. I will leave you for now, but we'll be subsequently coming up to at least get you so that you can give us more latest development as concerning this financial advisory opportunities, because I know every day things changes, so possibly there might be new things coming up. So we will be grateful. And who are your parents?
Yeah. When you ask me who are my parents, like
Uh-huh.
what are you trying to know? Are you trying to ask their
Your
names?
mom, yeah, your mom, your dad, are they into the same financial business?
Okay, so my father is a pastor. His name is Reverend Ebenezer Afful, and my mother, she's doing the same thing I do now. She used to be a French teacher. She taught at Wesley Girls, and she's worked with Department of Health and Human Services, but now she's doing financial services full time. So we are actually in business together.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you very much once again. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, Mr. Adjaman.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.